Why do you not know every single tragic event that happens to every single person that cruises on your cruise line? Cruise duck. Why is this really such an issue? Oh my God, it's just a little rubber duck. Let it go. Sea days, baby wipes, dancing, and soup. Yeah, I said soup. It's Saturday. It's time for what every cruiser wants. Good Saturday morning, everybody. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. And we are back, and we have a whole lot of comments for you this week. They're everywhere. They talk about a little bit of everything. And if you've ever been on a cruise ship and you've looked to your left, you've looked to your right, and you thought to yourself, I wonder what some of my fellow cruisers are thinking about right now. Oh, I'm going to share you the comments of some of the things these people are thinking about. And believe me, it's out there. So let's get into today's comments. Let's ask ourselves the question, are these people right? Are these people wrong? Or are they just cruising in their own little world? Now, first up today, a subject we've seen before, a topic we've had before, a conversation we have had before. See, if you're going to write in a comment to Carnival Cruise Line's brand ambassador, John Heald, who lives in the UK, he does not live here in the United States. He is not going to be familiar with every single little tragedy that occurs to people all around this planet. Now, I get if a tragedy happens to you, that is very important. It's stressful. It affects your everyday life. Completely get how you're upset about it. But you cannot think in your head that it's okay to get mad at a cruise line who is not acknowledging this. This is a cruising company, not your personal condolences company. But that doesn't stop people, and then they write in this. I never thought I would be the one to send this, but now the shoe is on the other foot. 24 dead. 14 people dead in Kentucky where I live. We have no power in Laurel County. We will have to cancel our cruise on Glory as more tornadoes are expected, and we are under mass evacuation. Ducks, that's what you wrote about. Carnival family, you wrote today. There is no proof in that on this Facebook page. So again, a man in the UK was unaware of a tornado in Kentucky. I live in Texas, much closer than he does, and was unaware of any tornado in Kentucky. But you're upset that the cruise line on his Facebook page that talks about cruising and things going on in cruising, he didn't acknowledge an event he didn't even know had occurred. But here's my real question, because I know tragedy is real and tragedy can affect families and people. Yes, people that cruise. But you had tornadoes in your area. You're under mass evacuation. And while all of that is going on, okay, you thought the most appropriate thing to do at that point in time was to post a comment on Carnival Cruise Line's Facebook page saying you're upset that he talked about ducks instead of an event that he didn't know happened. Really? That's what you were focused on at that particular time? And of course, what sparked that comment was the comment about ducks, because ducks was talked about that particular day because someone wrote in another comment about ducks. I don't get why this is such a controversial subject. Little rubber ducks. There's really two positions on this. That's it. Either you like them and you want to find them and hide them and participate, or you don't like them, in which case you don't have to do any of those things. You can just ignore them and go about your cruise, and your day is not affected. But of course, it doesn't work that way. Somebody must write in a comment because they don't like them, they don't want them there, and they want answers. Give me your honest, no BS answer. Ducks. You must have read that there are mixed feelings on it now. Some love it to the point they buy hundreds and start Facebook groups. Others think it's gotten out of hand. John, don't be just a sock puppet for your cheerleaders and tell us what you really think about these ducks. Again, don't know why ducks are so damn controversial. It's just a little rubber duck. You don't have pay attention to it at all. You don't have to like it. You don't have to care. You can literally just go about your business and go about your day. But no, here they are demanding answers. What is your answer? What is your thought? What do you think about ducks? Well, ask and you shall receive, because he did respond to this question. Thanks so much. And yes, I will. And honestly, I'm grateful to be able to get this off my chest, because yes, I really do have three big problems with ducks. They are they are vulnerable to attack by other animals because they are too lazy to learn kung fu. Out of the millions of ducks, only Scrooge McDuck has conquered the business world. This is ridiculous. And three, and I am sorry to say that there are too many handouts. Get a job and buy your own bread, you lazy sodding ducks. So if you are wondering what Carnival Cruise Line brand ambassador opinion is on ducks, there you go. Straight from him. They don't know kung fu. Not enough of them have conquered the business world. And apparently they're too lazy to get jobs and buy their own bread. Take that, ducks. Port days versus sea days. Which one do you like better? Are you happy to go to ports? Do you want to go to more ports, visit more places? Do you want to have more sea days and enjoy a relaxing day sailing out there on the ocean? Which one is your favorite? Well, I have someone today who does not like sea days, thinks the cruise line is wrong for having sea days, says people don't like sea days and want more port days. Yet, weirdly enough, they choose an itinerary that they know or should know, right, has sea days in it. Why is there no cruise itinerary now where every day is a day in port? There used to be those, and now there are zilch. I get so bored on days at sea. We had 3 days on our recent Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire cruise. I was so bored. I met so many other passengers who said they were bored too. The best part of Carnival cruisers do not enjoy them. So the best part, most part, I don't know, what do you consider the best part? Does that mean the most? Is that like a certain class? I don't know. But the best part of Carnival cruisers do not like sea days. They only want port days. Now, with this particular comment, look, let's be honest. There is no right answer. There is no wrong answer. If you like port days and you book a port heavy itinerary, that's good. If you like sea days and you book a cruise that has more sea days in it and you love your sea days, well, that's correct too. See, there's no wrong answer because no two cruisers are the same. I do think you're wrong if you say the best part of Carnival cruisers don't like sea days. I'm not 100% sure that is correct, but here's my real question. So riddle me this. You booked a cruise to the ABC Islands. Chances are pretty good, okay, that this ship departed from Florida, which means the ship has to travel from Florida to the Southern Caribbean to the ABC Islands, and you want a cruise with no sea days. So answer this. How did you think that cruise ship was going to get from Florida to the Southern Caribbean without traveling over the sea? There's gonna be a sea day. The ship's got to get where it's going. But I don't know. You guys let me know. Is that maybe just too logical of a thought when you look at your itinerary and wonder why is there sea days in it? I don't know. Is it just me? So your cruise line, and it really doesn't matter which cruise line it is, they are very specific. Do not flush anything down the toilets on board the ship. There is a chance it will stop up the plumbing and will not just affect your cabin, can affect multiple cabins in your section. You clog a section of the pipe, you could end up having issues with toilets in multiple cabins. The cruise lines are very specific about it. There's signs in the bathroom. Do not flush anything down the toilet, right? But what if you are the cruiser who says, cruise line who says not to do that? You're lying. You are only saying that so you can buy cheap ass toilet paper. That's the only reason. Nothing will clog the toilets. Nothing will cause these problems. You are making it up and you are lying, and it's all about buying cheap toilet paper. And I wonder, the people that have had their toilet backed up because somebody flushed something, I wonder if they would agree with this particular comment. Wet wipes are what many of us use. Where do we put them? Why doesn't Carnival provide the scented disposable bags that are used for diapers and dog poop so we can put the used ones in them for the cleaners to take away? And before you give yourself a round of applause for thinking you are always right, John, read this. The author is a charter member of the cruise boards and a maritime engineer. He clearly says that wet wipes break down almost immediately and will not clog the ship's toilet system, the same as they do in my Norwell Coach RV. Is this just a way to hide the fact that Carnival buys the cheapest toilet tissue they can? All right, so let's start off with the obvious here. Is there an engineer, a plumber out there who is going to come on here and say wet wipes are not a problem to flush down toilets? They break down immediately. Is there a plumber that actually says that and agrees with that? Because everything I've ever seen says don't do it. Even in your home, don't do it. But this person is a charter member of the cruise board, so of course they know better than a cruise line. They know better than the plumbing staff on board a cruise ship. They know they are right. They know the cruise line is wrong, and this is only being done as an excuse to buy cheap toilet paper. Now, I have a crazy idea. How about if the individual on board a cruise ship, the passenger, who gets caught flushing something down a toilet that they're not supposed to, maybe instead of a fine or anything like that, they should have to then go down and clear the pipe with the plumbing department. I'm willing to bet that one time they got to clean those pipes, they would never, ever flush something down the toilet like that again. And if you want a disposable scented bag to put stuff in to throw in the trash, well, you know you could pack those with you ahead of time, right? Thin little plastic, even like the little doggy ones, they take up zero space. And if that's something you really want, does a cruise line really need to provide it for you? Now, if you read or hear something on the internet that's absolutely not true, and then you write in a comment to the cruise line about that saying, yay, I'm so glad this happened, and it turns out that that never ever happened, do you feel dumb? I just want to know, do you go back and go, well, crap, I'm a big old dummy because I just believed whatever was put on the internet? Because if I was this person, I think I'd feel pretty dumb. Pleased to see that the dances Carnival servers are press ganged into doing have been canceled. I find the main dining rooms excessively loud compared to other cruises we have been on. This will be a start to bringing some class back to the dining experience. Well, bless your heart, because I guess no class is coming back to the dining experience on Carnival cruise ships, because the singing, the dancing, or showtime has not been canceled whatsoever. Carnival has been saying we are not going to cancel it. So just because somebody writes somewhere on the internet, the Facebook, whatever the case may be, saying Carnival's canceled this, yeah, you probably should have checked with Carnival, because they didn't. So this class that you were expecting to return to your dining experience, it's not coming. So let's all get up, let's all sing, let's all dance, let's all have ourselves a little bit of showtime. And finally, a comment about soup. Well, a comment about, or at least a person's opinion about how soup is served on board cruise ships. Look, this is utterly a pointless comment. Somebody had some free time on their hands and said, hey, what's the dumbest thing I can write into a cruise line? I know. I'm going to talk about the way soup is served. Why are your soups served in those stupid bowls? This forces us to use a spoon. Oh, this forces us to use a soup spoon. Soup spoons feel totally awful in your mouth. They only work If you slurp out one side like some stupid person, then you look like a newborn while you eat. Soup should be served in an insulated cup with a straw. This is what blank cruises do for their customers. What cruise line out there serves their soup in a cup with a straw? I mean, good God, are we not adults that we can't figure out how to consume soup without having it put essentially in a toddler's sippy cup? Because soup bowls are stupid and soup spoons are stupid. Kind of like this comment, just a little bit stupid. Because, again, like I said, it's pointless. Truth is, if you really absolutely want your soup served in a cup with a sippy straw, let your server know. I'm sure if it's possible, they're going to make that happen for you. And you can sit there and suck your soup up through a straw if that's what you really want to do. Now, I'm going to stay with the adult side over here, and I'm going to continue to have soup in a bowl with a spoon because, well, I'm older than 5. But if you want your chicken noodle soup in a cup, hey, you do you. And that is going to be our video this week for what every cruiser wants. What do you guys think? Are these people right? Are these people wrong? Are they speaking for everybody out there? Or as usual, they're just really only speaking for themselves, though they try to include everybody else. Now, if you've enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day and a really great weekend. And like always, we will see you out on the high seas.